Yo, are we live? We're good. Hello. I think we're live. It says live. Oh, we got people. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right, we're doing this. We have someone. Hold on. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, we are live. No. Okay. Yo, what's up, Cyrus? Waiting for the people to trickle in right now. Nice, nice. Just went live on YouTube. Tune in. Do that again. Yo, we're live on YouTube. Tune in. We're live on YouTube. Yeah, it's gonna work a lot better. Yo, what's up, physics fighter? Get this going in a few minutes. I love when you put something on your story and then it just keeps looping over and over until like you get it all set. Yeah, it'll definitely get people in. Share. Copy. Go. How was everybody's day? How are you guys doing? Yo, yo, Hubsy, yo. What's good, boys? Got the production boys out here. We got the fam. So we got 6 people watching. Hashtag out here. Let's go, boys. I'm doing good. It's been a little slow start to my day, but we're grinding now. We're on the stream. Got the boys here. Oh, that's sick. Finishing school. I've been out for like a month now. It's been pretty sick. Just like working on music, just like working part-time and like being able to like make money, just like work on music is wicked sick. Brian is finishing his last final today, I think. So he couldn't make it on the stream, but trying to do another one real soon. Get the boys back together. Get the band back together. Nice, nice. Get some jobs. I see you. All right, hold on. Streaming RN. Tune in. It's going to be a blast. Haha. No, ahaha. A lamo. And then devil emoji. For the kids. Kids like that. I'm cool with the kids. Paste. Go. There we go. Pixel. Oh, Physics Fighter made a new song. Oh, yo, send the. Oh, we can't send links in here. Shit. What did we do last? Oh, I'll put my email. I mean, that is if you want to share it. You don't have to share it if you don't want to. We can do some like track feedback in a little bit if people are down. Post to Facebook real quick. Got a little group here. It's kind of fun. I realize it's like, middle of the day, so people are probably like working or at school and stuff. So it's not the best time, but I had free time and I'll leave it up so people can watch it later. Well, that'll be cool. And then we can do another stream real soon at a better time, hopefully. YouTube talking production. Cobalt and Cobalt, and what else are we gonna do? And we'll do track feedback. Boom, hashtag boom. Out here. Oh, okay. Check it out right now. Well, maybe you can load it on here. All right, so we're waiting right now, waiting for people to join in. We got a Physics Fighters track in the Discord. Take a quick listen. Hopefully you guys can you guys can hear me okay. Like I'm not too quiet or anything, right? Hold on. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the love on Cobalt. Well, I didn't even know there was a Panda Eyes remix contest. I'm definitely looking at that. That'd be sick. Cute anime waifus. Yo, Kiku Byers is here. I probably butchered that. Yeah, send stuff into the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, join right now. I got the link in the bio here, the description. Oh, here we go. It's a party. It's a party. I see you, Hubsy. Okay, so this is a Physics Fighter. Can you guys hear me okay? Is everybody, okay, I think you said yeah. Okay, cool. All right, hold on. Let me know if you can hear this. I can probably send the, oh no, I can't send the track. Damn it. Or can I? I probably can, actually. Yeah, I can, okay. So there's that, if people want to check that out. This is pretty sick. I dig it. I might recommend. It sounds a little like squished in the drop. Like some of the basses like kind of sound like real like compressed and like distorted. So maybe back, like leveling things a little bit more. Using a little bit more compression before you like do like your mastering and like final like limiting and stuff. But otherwise, I think it's pretty sick. Well, and then Hubsy sent something over. Let's check that out. Here we go. That was sick. That was crazy. Drums are like wicked, like punchy and all that. I might say like the main bass is a little distorted. I don't know if like that's what you were going for. It's like in like my like taste, I might back off the distortion a little bit, but otherwise, I thought that was really cool. Play Fortnite on 4K. Yeah, we'll do some gaming streams. Make a Twitch. Yo, we got more going down in the Discord. Hey, what's up? Never Ending Bass join the Discord. Yo. If you guys aren't in the Discord already, make sure you join the Discord. We got a link in the description here. I'll do more track feedback in a bit, but I wanted to go over some project files, if that's cool with everyone. So we can do that. Hold on. All right. Well, I gotta figure out how to switch. I'm using Google Hangouts. If anybody's used it, it's just okay for streaming, but it gets the job done. It's like super low lag, so it's actually pretty sick. I think it all runs from online, so it's not like I have like OBS running and it has to do all this routing and stuff. It's pretty low latency. So I think I can just share screen. Oh my god, I opened a black hole. Can you guys see my screen right now? Oh yeah, okay. I'm watching the stream right now. So a little bit of latency from when I'm talking to when it shows up, but you guys can see that. Okay. All right, cool. So let's go over Cobalt. Some people were asking about that. Hold on. Hide that. I got these all set up here. Actually, I should show you the old version. That's kind of cool. There was like originally like an original version that's not too different. It has a different drop. And then when I was like working, trying to get it like released with Exobolt, they were asking like, all right, that we like the drop, but maybe like try a different drop just to like try to get something more interesting. And so I ended up going with the drop that I have now. So the older drop was a little more like quarter note based. It was a little more simpler. Kind of cool to show that. So after I open this and then close it, I'll open the other one, as one does. Hey, what's up, Jordan? How's it going? All right, here we go. So now I am going to close this. Here we go. Hold on. Open another black hole real quick. Yo. All right, here we go. So this is the, I'm gonna open up the original version here. and it's really not that different other than just like the drop. How's everybody's days going? I asked a little bit earlier, but now we get a couple more people in here. How's everybody doing today? Meeting of the minds here on YouTube Live. All right, here we go. Here we go. Not like lagging too hard or anything. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yo, what's up? Beats by Roro. Hope I said that right. Thank you for the retweet, Hubsy. Thank you for the exposure. So here we go. This is the, oh, I got a 20 screen share here. I'm still on me. All right, so this is the original project. And the mix is going to be a little bit different, and then hopefully this runs okay. I probably should have checked to see that it was going to work, but we'll try this out. The mix will probably be a little different, but for the most part, everything else is pretty much the same other than the drop. So here is, I'll just play it from like the build. Yeah, so that's the first drop. Then I got like the second drop here. Yeah, so like I think like when I had that droning bass in the second drop, I think that became the basis for rewriting the drop, was to keep using like that droning one, and then I added like the wobble and all that, and that was brutal. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the other project, and I'll go ahead and break down everything. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. I wonder if there's any way I can like look at the comments on my phone so I don't have to like keep like scrolling back and forth here. Just like is there anyone that's like familiar with like YouTube streaming here that like knows if I can like load the comments on my phone? Like I think that I should be able to. I just don't really know how. Here we go. Not yet. All right, there we go. Okay. So here we go. So right off the bat, I ripped this out of the Virtual Riot pack because, you know, that's what you do. So there's like this sample here. And I just really like the way that sounded. I thought it'd be cool to like have as an intro. So I took like that chord and just like looped it a couple times, and then I put wooden chimes over that. Shout out to Bryden for the wooden chimes. So I got that, and so like that's pretty simple, just for the intro, and it's got like some delay and stuff on it, as you can hear it droning right now. And then it does like a quick like redux effect. like the Redux and automated it down. So it just, so that was that. And then this growl here, not there, here. So this was audio I bounced out from another session, and I took, so I made a growl, and then I don't know if you guys are familiar with Buff Eater. It's like a, what the hell is that plugin? Completely drawing a blank right now. Reactor. It's a Reactor library or whatever they call it. And I once again, it's on Virtual Riot do that. And you can like mangle like growls and stuff and make like these crazy growls. If this will ever load. All right, good. We're frozen. All right, there we go. All right, let me see. You guys holding up? Yo. I've got a ton of presets on my channel if you're looking to download presets. And then every once in a while I'll put up like project files. If you want to check those out too. I got like a ton of presets on my channel. And I've got a couple of videos that are just like big composites of all the presets. So look around for those. Yeah, this is me talking, Mark. Yeah, the project is pretty big. If it ain't 100 plus, it's not a real project. Always 100 plus, baby. Yeah, most of my videos are like text to screen, just because I don't know. It's like usually a lot easier to make them that way. But more recently, like I've been trying to do like talking over them. I haven't been making as many videos, but that's usually the plan. Yeah, Buff Eater. I'm not going to go too much into like using Buff Eater, just because it's like it's really obscure and like not a lot of people have it. But you can like mangle growls and stuff. Basically, it does like pitch bending and like grain delays in like weird ways. Like it just like mangles a growl. So like you could have just like taken any growl and kind of made that shape to it. It's just cool to like generate a lot of growls from like one growl. If that makes sense. And then you can kind of use them in your projects and stuff. So I have this, and I have like the delay on it at the end, which automates up. So that's that. That's cool. And then, so the mids here, all of this is, and this is a lot. So I have crowd noise. This is like a layer to add some like high noise. I use this a lot, just layered in real nice and helps fill in the space. Then I have this pad here. It's kinetic pad. These are from Contact. I think there's a library called like Kinetic Metal or something. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but like in another session, I bounced a lot of these out. And then I just been using them in like projects and stuff, and it's pretty sick. So I have that one. And then I've got, once again, the chimes. Oh, actually, these are, this is straight out of Serum. One of the noise oscillators is called, it's like called wind chimes, I think. And it sounds like this. So I just froze that and then layered that in, and that adds some more high end too. And it's pretty stereo, so it helps fill in the space. And then what else we got? We got this layer here. All right, so these are like the chords. And this is Contact. This is just a preset out of Contact, and then I moved it around a little bit. I've been really into the Contact, just like loading in presets just to like help fill in space and stuff. Kind of nice, like not having to make like every Serum preset every once in a while. So like just being able to load it in and get a song going is really nice. So there's that. I have this art. This is also Contact. It kind of sounds like a piano, but it's like a synth. It sounds wicked like a piano, but I guess it's just a synth. I don't really know much about it, but so I like that. And I have this vocal pad. And I like froze it. So I took like a vocal. I think I took a vocal and then like stretched it out and then put a reverb on it and then like distorted it. So you get, and yeah, distort it and then put it through a guitar amp. Let's see. I can try to do it right now. Kind of a cool thing to do. All right, well, let's check out the chat real quick. Hold on. Yeah, so let's see. We'll do. It ever loads. We don't die trying to load. Someday it'll load. Before I started streaming, Google Hangouts said like you got 8 hours to stream. So if I spend the next 7 hours trying to load this, like we're still straight. Still straight. All right, here we go. Here we go. Exciting developments. Damn, I didn't think this was going to be that slow. This is abysmally slow. Here we go. All right, what do we got? All right, so we just want something that's like singing, has some like tone to it. Yeah, let's take one of these, I guess. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this last note here. So I'll do that. And we'll go like that. And then I'll hit Command J, so that'll render it in place. It consolidates. So then that way, when I stretch it, it doesn't grab the parts from the beginning or afterwards, if that makes sense. And I'm going to go ahead and warp. Yeah, and then I'll warp it super long and set it to Complex or Complex Pro, either or. Do Complex. Hopefully this works. I'll add a reverb. We'll do, we'll freeze it. If you guys don't know, you can take a reverb. I like to put the time all the way up, or, you know, like pretty high up. Set the size. Just get like a nice timbre out of the reverb. So I like the way that sounds. And then I'll hit freeze. So, and then hit freeze. And you get like this drone. So I'll go ahead and mute this, or like turn off that clip, make a new track. And this drone will just keep going. So then I will take the in, set my in from, where the hell this is? There's so many tracks. All right, I'm gonna find it here. Is there a search? Did they add search? No, there's not. Not yet. Where the hell? So I'm in mids. Yeah, Cyclops' live stream is good, but like he was searching through his project file the whole time looking for that one track. All right, there we go. All right, then we'll record. All right, so we get something like that. And then you can go ahead and turn that off because that's annoying as hell. All right, and then you have that. So from there, you can like, you know, repitch it or whatever you want to do. So we'll do that. And then next, I'll take like a saturator. My favorite thing. And go crazy. Try not to kill myself here. So we'll set way up and then the depth all the way up. So you get like that. That sounds awful. And then I'll get it like super tonal. And you just do that by moving the frequency around until you like find like the resonance spot. Like, so right there. Then like get that super resonance. So then I'll take cabinet. Like a metal trick. They do this a lot in metal. They'll like run people's voices through like guitar amps. So this is kind of like the same idea. Just like you distort your voice really hard and then run it to a guitar amp. Or like cabinet here is like a speaker cabinet or something. So then you kind of get this timbre, and you can mess around with the different speakers. I'll do dynamic. So like we had like something like this. And then you can kind of get, I mean, this, you know, not the best starting material here. Wasn't like a nice, pretty voice, but you can go ahead and add some reverb. Make a nice, cool vocal drone for your songs. Just start with a better sample, not just one you grabbed right away. So. Cool. And then, you know, EQ it, clean it up. Maybe like band pass it. That's kind of what the cabinet's doing a little bit, but like you can go in with the EQ, get it real nice. And you kind of have that, and you can like layer that into a song or something. So that's kind of cool. So that's what I did there. What else we got for comments here? Yo, what's up, Cole? How's it going? Hey. Yeah, you could also resample it too. Yeah, as long as you solo it and all that, you could do resample as well. The only thing about resample is I think it takes it from the master bus. So, like if you had any, like I route everything like through sidechain. So if it like went through the sidechain, or like if I had anything on my master bus, like in this case I have the master chain on, it would run through that, I believe. So you just have to make sure you turn that off before you resample, or you just like to be rebellious and do it anyways. There's that. That's that. So that's how I made that like drone, that type of idea. What else we got? So I have this saw cord. So that just hits there. That's really that. Like that's just, oh, that's contact. Okay, so that's a contact preset again. And then I've been using RC20 as a wicked sick plugin. It like replicates like retro sound, so you can add like pitch wobble. You can do like tape saturation or like tube saturation. You can add like reverb and then like magnetic like fluctuations and like pitch, or like you can have dropouts and stuff. So that's kind of cool. Really cool if you want like, so this has like that. It's like a little out of key type sound. So RC20 is like really cool for that. I've been using it a lot. And then this metal pad. This is also from Contact. This is the kinetic metal one, yeah. And this is awesome. This is a lot of like really like weird sounds. So I'm really into that. That's kind of the verse, and then I have this melody pluck. Another Contact. I use a lot of Contact in this song at least. Just trying to like switch up sound sources and stuff. And that just has some reverb on it, and then hella EQ and compression to help it fill out the space. So there's that. And then the ARP, you know, kind of just at the build comes in, ARP just stays on that. So then that way it's like more centered around the root. A lot of the times in like the build, you want to like, so you have your like progression in the verse. And like the bass notes moving around, but then when you get to the build, maybe you just want to stay on the root, or maybe like the fifth. So then it resolves into the root in your drop. So for the build, I took the that like main growl from the drop and like made a build out of it. And it's like automated some reverb and like a bandpass, and then, you know, compressed it, EQ, just to help bring it out a little bit more. And then the cymbals come in here. Got this nice cymbal loop, and I think these are VR samples. Yeah, I'm a Virtual Riot nerd. And then the drums come in. I got this cool snare build. Bob the snare builder here. So just like a snare with like some clipping, and then some a little bit of stereo, some compression, and then just EQ to clean it up. So that was that, and it doesn't. I don't think it has any like reverb or anything on it. It's real tight. We'll go for comments. Does everything sound okay, guys? Can you hear everything? Jeff is saying it sounds subpar. Why do I have to sign in the chat? I'm me. I don't know why that was. Yo, what's up, Xantrix? Does everything sound okay, guys? I mean, I know I can't like route the audio into the stream just because I'm not like running through OBS. And it's also hard to use like an interface in that setup too, which is weird because if you're gonna like record sound from your computer, all right, Cool saying it sounds good. All right, awesome. yeah, getting the whole audio routing set up is also kind of hard too. I know it doesn't sound incredible, but hopefully it'll sound decent enough for the stream here. So we got the snare build, and then I just have this kick coming in. If I did something differently, I might high pass that through the build, just to kind of take out some low end before it drops. That could have been a cool move. So there's that, and then I have a Reese just sitting on, I think this song's an F. F, yeah. Like this Reese, and that is just 2 saws, really doing the same thing. Yeah, with some different detune, and that was it. And then yeah, I brought the stereo in on the width, which is nice to do with saws because stereo makes them like super wide. I don't always like that, so I usually pull them in a little bit, and then some EQ to like low pass it, and then I compressed it, and then low passed it again. I'm a nerd. And the pitch rise here. Yeah, so that's that. And I think everything else from the verse stays the same. It just like carries through. And then this pre-drop here. This cool Virtual Riot GIF. This is like right when I got the Virtual Riot pack, so I kind of geeked out and used a lot of it. So I got that. And then I muted a lot of the other tracks just so like the reverb tail didn't carry into the pre-drop here. Like it's super tight. And then this, where is that? Yeah, so I took a growl and I ran it through that buff feeder, and one of the modes is called like tape stop, I think. So you can get like these cool like note sounds. I've been using those a ton. I tweeted about it. I've just been like the next like 3 songs I have like, so like Cobalt, I got another song coming out next week, and then a song in July, and they all have tape stops. So good month or 2 of tape stops. Good time to be a tape stop. I got like just these effects. A lot of these are just from like Cashmere or like Virtual Riot. These are all just like some to help, you know, build between different parts. So like usually I'll put them at like the start or end of different sections. So like the intro here, I have like just a few build things. So like I'll do that just to help transition in between parts, because it gets kind of stagnant if you don't have like any effects there. And then when you like layer on a couple of effects, it helps it kind of flow between parts. So I go real heavy. That's where most of the tracks come from. Is I just use them as like one shots. So as you can see, there's a ton of effects. It's like the effects alone could like almost be their own song, kind of. Yeah, so I have like that cool glass sound. Classic Cyclops. This Reese, this is a bounce of, I bounced this from another session, but I made this like sick Reese reset in Serum. I can show you guys that. 1 second, let me check out the chat. Yeah, no worries, Jeff Stone. Yeah, I'm recording from the mic on my Mac, so it's, you know, it is what it is. We've done a little bit of sound design. I did a vocal drone thing just a little bit ago. I can do a Reese right now. I don't know why I don't know what you mean by the meters are blue and purple. Maybe some of them have routing. That could be it. To like the buses. Yeah, lots of tape stops. Dubstep is not dead. Will, I'll check out the meters in a second. Hold on. Yeah, sends only. Yeah. Yeah, when you set, so like on my mids, I have it set to sends only, and so I guess they changed the meter color for that, and I route it into a sidechain. Yeah, so for like in this project, I didn't really use a whole lot of the other sends I have here, but I route them all to sidechain, and then the sidechain is taking the input from my trigger track, which is just a copy of my drums, if that makes sense. Like here's, you know, like kick, snare, that routes into Shaper Box, and that's on the sidechain plus, which then goes into the master. So what was that? Yeah, so this cool Reese. So I have a serum preset of it. Just like I made it, and then I was like, oh shit, I gotta save this. This is so dope. So hopefully I can find it here. As you can see, I have all my Cyclops presets from like all the videos. So like mad presets here. I gotta like put them in a folder or something. So a little daunting to look at. Christ. There's so many like presets here. I'm trying to I think it's this one. Hoping it's this one. Probably not. Oh, I see. Okay, I see what happened. I routed the mono to M, the M key. And that I used to do that on old projects, and then realized there was a hotkey for doing MIDI. You press M, but I changed it to the mono check. So that's that one. I'm gonna fix it real quick. So yeah, you can do Command K, and you can load up hotkeys. So I'll do that on my master a lot of times. I'll like route different things. So this is a mono check to check the song in mono, and that way I can just like press a key and put my song in mono real quick and just hear how like a bass sounds or something to see if it's gonna like be mono compatible. So like I can route it. I'll put like period key, and like so now when I press period, it turns on and off. And then I have this one. This is like an iPhone simulator. Like a lot of the times I'll like listen to my tracks just like through my phone to see if it's going to translate well to like smaller speakers. So this kind of simulates that sound. It just like rolls off around 200. I might also like take a low pass to 15K, because if I'm listening like through SoundCloud on my phone, it's, you know, it's like a shitty MP3, and it'll roll off around like 15K as an MP3. So that's that. And then I've got like my master set to N. Be cool if it was M, but you know. So anyways, this guy. Basically, I've got like this LFO here, and I'll just like move this around and like make different shapes. Basically, this is the saw to rounded square wavetable. That's this LFO is like changing, and it's doing a little bit of F. Oh, actually, FM's off. All right, so it's got that. It's got the sub. It's automating the level. It's also automating a comb filter and the pan on the comb filter, so it has some like stereo space. And then I also have some hyperdimension to add some space, some distortion. This is like tube distortion just to help compress it a little bit more, and then, you know, compression. The flanger, just adding a little bit of timbre with like the depth knob. Same type of deal with the phaser. And that adds a little bit of stereo space too. And then like this EQ is like band passing, I think. Yeah. And so that's where like the wet sound comes from, is like the EQ. You turn up the like Q or like the resonance real high, and you can get like more like vowel-y or like wet kind of sounds to it. And then sometimes I'll add like pitch bend. So like you can see I have like the pitch bend plus 12 and minus 12. So you can get all these kind of cool sounds. And so I'll just like take this simple preset and then mess around with it, and then like, you know, like compress it and stuff, and make these like cool, like you heard here, like, well, I got like that guy, and that's after running it through like OTT and all of that. So that's how I made like that cool like Reese sound, and I made like tons of those. I've been thinking about like releasing like maybe like a pack of basses or something, or like drums real soon, because I've just been like bouncing these out. I have like tons of them, so like might as well just like give them away or whatever. So that is that. Well, I'm gonna check the chat real quick. What else we got? Oh, hey, Jameson Doob. How's it going? Hope I said that right. Jameson? My boy Jameson? Yeah, the MIDI keyboard shortcut. I wish you could change those. At least I don't think you can. Like change what keys I go to. I don't think it's a bad idea. I just think I wish you could like change it so then like I could put MIDI to like or like just keep them all on my left hand or something or I don't know. Yeah, add my song to a Spotify playlist. That'd be awesome. I'd really appreciate that. What's the difference between rhythm and dubstep? All rhythm is dubstep and not all dubstep is rhythm. I'm about to trigger a lot of people right now. You can't hear the patch? Well, I can, hold on, sorry about that, guys. I didn't even realize. I can turn it up, but hopefully you like kind of caught some of the explanation. I'll turn up my volume here. I realized it was pretty quiet. Here we go. You guys hear that? I know I think it kind of rolls off some of the low end on the stream, so maybe it's going to be kind of hard to hear. Can you guys hear that? You get those kind of sounds, and then you can do like some pitch bends. I love this like Reese preset. I've been using it a ton. Yeah, rhythm is dubstep with the same like motif. Yeah, some of the low end kind of gets rolled off on the stream, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's how I've been going about like those like cool like slimy Reese sounds. Really like simple processing. And then I have, what is this? That's just some plucks to help fill space on the quarter notes. Where's the basses here? People want to see the basses, bro. So that guy, that's crazy. So I have, so this is FM Square. This is like a Virtual Riot wavetable, I think. FM Square 3. I've got a lot of LFOs. So I have this one. This one is a quick wavetable like fluctuation at the beginning, and then also adjust the sync real quick on the second oscillator, which is doing some FM on the square. So like if you turn on, you have that. That's pretty crazy. Shit, I should have done that. That's sick. Maybe we'll do a VIP with blow some people away. I think that's where it was. So you get that. So that's just, we have the FM just with a simple triangle wave. Triangles are pretty solid for FM, especially if you have a simple, if you got like a simple wavetable to start with, and then you FM it with a simple wavetable. That's a pretty smart idea. And then I have the comb filter here that does a quick automation from LFO1. So there's that. This guy here is doing my level for like the main oscillator here, and then I think the sub's always on. The sub doesn't have any level modulation. So that, and then this is doing the pitch oscillation, as you can see, like up on the coarse here, the coarse pitch. It's just barely moving them up and down. So that's where like the wobble comes from. And then this guy here is doing panning on this FM Square 3. So to add a little bit more stereo space. And then this one here, this is the same thing, I think. Oh, this one, okay, this is a little bit slower. It's the same shape, but it's going at half the speed. And this is doing the panning on the combs filter, giving more stereo space. And then this is just like simple processing again. It's just hyperdimension, adding some space. The tube distortion just to compress it a bit. And then phaser, flanger, just adding a little bit of timbre. And then EQ, and just link to this, barely like adding anything. You could almost turn it off, like it doesn't really make a difference. Then I have Corpus to help like add like more of like a metallic sound to it. So there's that, and it's pretty mono. I know you guys, you guys can just hear in mono right now because of the stream. This adds like a little bit of like a metallic quality and adds a little bit of stereo space to it. And I have that like just barely on, like 6%. And then EQ, just cleaning it up, some of the like resonant frequencies. And then I used Fat Rack. If you guys haven't checked out Virtual Riot's Fat Rack, it's pretty sick. You can get it on Reddit. This version doesn't have all the third-party plugins, which is pretty nice. Then that way you can just like download it and use it right away. And then another EQ just to clean it up a bit. Roll off some of the high end. It was like pretty bright. And so that's that. What do we got for comments out here? Yo, what's up, boys? How's it going? I'm doing good, Jameson. Hope you're doing good. Say you're doing good. All right. Yeah, no, low end. Oh, the low end is kind of boosted. Okay. Oh, the the CPU meter is like dangerously close right now. Yeah, I hadn't been doing the panning a whole lot because it's a lot of the time you can kind of hear it do the weird panning left and right effect. But I've been trying to set it like really quick so then it almost sounds like it's got some weird stereo effect on it rather than it's just panning back and forth constantly. Sometimes it works really well, other times it's like it's kind of cheesy. And that's a good way to add some like stereo real quick. Show the bass that moves super fast. Oh. Wait, which one, Hubsy, which one is one that moves super fast? Are you talking about the main synth? The wobble? Sorry, trying to like explain dubstep basses is like always like really goofy. Like, oh, the growly, well, not so growly, but growly one that's like comes in at 110. Hold on. So let's see. Oh, this guy. Oh, I've been doing these a lot. The release coming out next week has another one of these. These are sick. Now this is actually these are super easy to make. So like basically you take like a growl. So I got these like two wavetables. This one is doing the wavetable position and then like a little bit of FM. And it has a Combs filter again. So basically it's a growl with some FM on it, just from a triangle wave that's like a go-to, and then some comb filter on it. And then, you know, this pretty much like the same effects from the other bass. I might have just made this preset or like this patch from the last patch or something. But the real trick is, I think it's this. So this is set to like a super fast volume automation. So it's like making like plucks almost really quick, and it just keeps looping. So, and then you get like this weird, like slimy, clicky sound. And then I could slow this down. That's what I did. And then I set to like a triplet. So it's kind of got some weird timing to it. That's pretty cool. And then like hella compression. EQ, the Fat Rack again. Classic. EQ again. And then OTT because, you know, more compression. And then EQ. Very overkill. Yes, that's that. Is that guy. We got this guy. That's like the original that everything else came from. And yeah, see, it's the same thing. It's a FM square and then the bass. So originally I had like this preset in like that first project. This was like the main preset, and I built everything off of it. So this is pretty much the same thing as like the wobble bass. Just only thing that's changed is the volume LFO. As you can see here, it's not like a long, like droning one. It just like like does the quick growl. I don't know. Yeah, so that's that. Offbeats. I think these are also Virtual Riot. I went off on this tune. I'm sorry, guys. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Yeah, I think this is also from the same preset, more than likely. Yeah, I just took like the same preset for the most part and just kind of like toyed around with it, made different sounds. So I have like this cool one that has like a pitch. I don't know which LFO does a pitch. I might have done a pitch bend. Yeah, got some pitch bend down here. And so just pitching down. And it's the same type of thing, corpus and then fat rack. Nope, not that. Oh, I saved another one. Good. Good. That's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. Oh, good, good. I'm on a roll right now. Here we go. All right, cool. That, then I have this growl. I don't know what this was. I don't know how I made this. I think I made it out of a kick, maybe. Oh, I loaded in a growl, and then built a growl out of that. Classic if you haven't loaded in, like just load in audio samples and try to make other things out of them. That's kind of cool. Especially if you like take a growl or something like that, something that's similar, and then try to make something similar out of it. Just by like resampling, you can get like different sounds and stuff, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of what I did here. And it's kind of the same idea. Like you take a growl, run it through a comb filter. They're like combs here. And yeah, this is just hyperdimension and distortion. Nothing like crazy. And then, oh, I got this cool growl rack that I made. So I can play without it. So you got pretty boring. And then that adds the beef. Beef and broccoli, baby. All right, so I have to talk about it a little bit. So like there's this frequency shifter that's like doing a pitch bend. As you can see, like the fine tune is moving. And then the amount is, I don't know what amount it's doing. I don't know. So it's moving a phaser as well. And the phaser adds like this cool like throaty sound to it, like without the phaser. I don't know if you can hear that too well, but it adds like a little bit of stereo and a little bit of like a throaty sound. And then some EQ movement. It's like adding like a resonance and moving it up. There's that. And then I have this wide noise rack, a rack within a rack. The wide noise rack takes erosion, adds some high end. If you take the like noise preset on erosion, add like a lot of high end, and then use like the Haas effect to like spread it out. So this adds like a little bit of high end to the growl. So like without it, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to hear this too well. It's like barely on right now. Just adding like some high end. So I'll use that a lot of the time if I need to fill in some high end on like a sound. And then some OTT to compress it. Saturator just a little bit, just to distort it a little bit. And then multiband compression preset, just because it's cool. So yeah, that's that on there. And then, you know, fat rack for more compression, lots of compression, EQ, and then distortion. Because yeah, let's make it loud. Kids like loud music. Rock and roll. How's it going, boys? Oh, we're 16 strong. Let's go. You guys hear okay? I hope so. Oh yeah, the other filter. Use the other filter on the FX tab. Running like 2 filters at the same time is like some cool science moves. Is that virtual rain? Thank you so much, Weasley. Racks and racks and racks and racks. I show you audio capture and multi-out. I'll have to look into that. I've never heard of that, but that sounds kind of cool. I've heard of what the hell is it called? Something flower, Soundflower. Oh, I think that's it. Soundflower is very confusing. I've never been able to get it to work with like my interface. Thank you so much, Will. I'll keep an eye out for your DM. Slide in my DMs. Deprecated, yeah, to say the least. That guy. What else we got? Yeah, this one's crazy. I think this is the same preset with the the FM square and then the basic shapes. I just kind of made like a few different sounds from that. It's always a good way to like write a drop. I mean, it's not like, you know, like, oh, the most like complex way, but like You can get like all your sounds to sound really cohesive if they're all based from like the same preset. You just like, you can mess around with like different settings on them and like create different, you know, pitch bends and timbres. A lot of the times that'll end up sounding like really cohesive as a drop because everything has like that same timbral quality to it. And you'll save yourself like a lot of time like mixing too, which is nice. This whiny guy. That's crazy. So this was, I don't even know where this came from. Herbie. Oh, this is cymatics, I think. Yeah, these nuclear ones. These ones are awesome. If this is, I think this is it. I'm not quite too sure where this one came from. But it's just like a little like sine wave like modulation type thing. And then it's got some FN from a saw wave here, 2 octaves up with a little bit of sync. And so like it has like this pitch bend thing here. I think this is it. No, that's the volume, maybe. I am this is the pitch bend. Here we go. Yeah, so this is doing pitch bend on the sine wave here, saw wave. Doing pitch bend. Yeah, you know what I mean. And that's a cool sound. Gives you like that cool whiny sound. And then it just has like a high pass. Just help clean it up a little bit. It's nothing crazy. And then like this is the same deal, just like a little bit of flanger to like help give it some timbre on the phaser. That gives it a little bit of stereo space with the hyperdimension and distortion for some compression. A lot of the same ideas going into these basses here. And then fat rack, EQ, saturator did make it a little bit more compressed. A lot of the same ideas here. And then on this last bass here, sorry going over like so much like serum stuff. If anybody out there is like sick of serum or whatever, we can talk about some other stuff too. Just like right at the end here, I think it was on this track. Might be on the bus. Yeah, I've got this reverb automation, so. And then you can end the bar with like some reverb to help like space it out. And then that helps carry into the next section, which is a little bit like wider and bigger. It's a big like melodic part. And this is the same stuff from for the most part, it's like the same stuff from the verse, I think. So I got like that pluck, and then this doubled one here. So that's just that's a square wave, and then this wavetable just like does a quick like octave jump. It automates up, and then at some point it clicks into the next octave. So I don't really know how to describe that, but it basically just jumps up an octave at one point in the cycle. So it starts down an octave and then clicks up to the next octave. So that's kind of cool to give you like a cool like Game Boy or like chiptune kind of sound. Got a swell here. That was some OTT, the wide noise rack again. That's just like the erosion and the Haas effect. And then some EQ. Just cool. And then this little string swell to help add some space. That's kind of cool. And then like a lot of the same sounds from the verse down here. Like these chords. I have this saw here. This guy's just droning on an F, I think. And it has like some pitch bend. And metal pad from earlier. That thing's awesome. Love that. And then these like plucks. These are just like bounced plucks I have. I use these a lot on projects. These are kind of cool. They just cut. Because they get pretty quiet in comparison to everything else. So I forgot to fade them, but really a big deal. So there's that. Yeah, this section is just like big melodic section, and then it breaks again. Then it breaks. I can go over the drums real quick. I don't think they're anything too fancy. So I have a kick and a snare. So this kick is a Virtual Riot kick, and then a Virtual Riot snare, because I really like went off on the Virtual Riot stuff here. So this is right now. This is me formally apologizing We're using a lot of Virtual Riot samples in this song, more than is probably acceptable. But all the basses were my own, so die on my sword. I can sleep soundly tonight. So yeah, so there was that. These are just like samples. I used, I like cut the sample down a little bit so they were like tighter. So I had the snare, and then I layered that. Maybe I didn't actually. I don't know that. Yeah, I didn't end up using these other layers here. I had like a clap, and then another clap. I had that. I didn't use those. But basically the kick is just the kick, and then some transient shaping. This just adds a little bit of attack to it. You can do that with an EQ too, or not an EQ, a compressor. If you set the attack time, if you give it like a little bit of space, like 10 or 20 seconds, and then compress it a bit, it'll drop the levels down after that first initial transient, and then you can just pull the whole kick up, and that quick jump in the transient will be, you'll now have that. It'll be like kind of equivalent to the transient master. Transient master is just a little bit easier because you don't have to think about it too much. You can just throw it on and get a sound real quick. It's kind of nice to have one of those, a transient shaper. And then some EQ. This just cleans up the really lows and then the really highs. My voice is cracked. Really highs. And then the snare. What do we got? Saturated it a little bit. And then some EQ to clean up the low end. I just brought this right up to where like that tone is in the snare. And then I pulled out a little bit of the tone because it was a little too boomy on my taste. So I pulled out some of the tone and then a little bit of the high end too, so it wasn't too bright. And the cymbals could get through a little bit more. And then this is, I made like a little rack, but it's basically just like the transient master, the clipper. I use T-Rex classic clipper. Awesome. And I clip my snare a little bit. Just helps. It does like, it's basically compressing. It's just like a hard clip. And that helps keep the whole thing a little bit louder because it's pulling down the initial transient a bit more, so you get more of that tail. And then some EQ to help clean it up. And just pulled out some mids, like little smiley face EQ there. And then transient master, once again, adding some more like attack to it, just a little bit. And then pulling out some of the width. These drums were like super wide, and I wanted to keep it like kind of mono, so pulled some of the width out of the drums. I don't like my kick and snare like super wide. You kind of lose it a little bit when you like listen to mono, and like, I don't know, it gets a little distracting sometimes. So I pulled the mono in a little bit. And then I have this like multi-band limiter one. I just use this on the high end to like, so it wasn't so clicky. This is basically just like OTT without the low bands, if that makes sense. Like these expansion bands. So I turn off the expansion and I just have the compression, and I have that up to infinity on all of them. So they're basically acting like brick wall limiter, and I can just like adjust these for different frequency bands. I've been using that a lot. That's actually super helpful. Like you can use it to like control your bass and your master, because you can just like focus in on the bass and then like limit the bass a little bit if it's like moving around a lot. Or you can use it on like drums like I did here, so I can like lower some of the clickiness of the drums and like the transients at certain frequencies. I hope that makes sense. That's been super helpful. Check out the chat, see what's going on. There's a lot here. Serum is Bay, Serum is life. Yeah, shout out Virtual Riot. What's the best sample pack I have? I don't know. Like, I feel so bad, it's like, because I just showed you a whole project with like Virtual Riot samples, but like I've been using the Virtual Riot one a lot. Just like I think the effects are really solid. I think the cymbals are really solid. I've been using those on like just about every project. And then like kicks and snares, I've been like moving away from. I like made some of my own, which is nice because then you can kind of get snares and like kicks and snares that you know you really like. Hold on, I got disconnected from the chat here. Won't reload. Oh, what the hell? Sign in. Why does this keep happening? This is unfortunate. Hopefully we are holding down the fort right now. I didn't lose you guys. I just opened a black hole. Hold on. Hopefully I didn't die here. This would suck. I'm not lagging, am I? The waifu, yeah. Taking the waifu. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Virtual Riot one. I'm really into the Virtual Riot one like right now. But I also like Cashmere's pack, the second one, I think. And that one's really awesome. Okay, I'm still live. Thank you guys. All right. Yeah, I can explain the master chain. Yeah, and I'll play the drop too, Aaron. All right. Thank you, Cole. We're all live. Thanks, everyone. Good. No lag. Thank you, guys. All righty. Like my internet connection, yeah, like my internet connection's like been like kind of shoddy the past couple of days. So like I've been like, I wanted to do the stream really bad, but I was like kind of worried, like, all right, maybe like halfway, maybe I'll get like halfway through the stream and then like I'll lose you guys. So that's reassuring. Yeah, so I'll play the drop again real quick just so you guys can hear it. Hopefully I didn't mangle anything. Alrighty. I didn't realize I started like right at 2, so that's actually pretty sick. So I can gauge my time here. So we've been going for a little over an hour. Oh, I saw your message, Will. Thank you so much. I'll check it out in a second, or after the stream. Yeah, I'll go over the master chain right now, and then maybe we can go to production, work on some songs, or I could go over some other projects, whatever you guys want to do. So let's see. I got the master chain here. Well, master's actually off right now. So hopefully we don't lag out too hard with the master on. Sorry. There we go. All right. So yeah, the master on this was pretty straightforward. So I took an EQ to start. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so an EQ. This is doing mid side. So I cut around 300. Maybe I can go headphones here. So that's right where the resonance of like the snare was, and then also this like main bass. It was like a little bit too resonant. So I just went and took a little bit of that out. And then I took it around 1K. I think just like me personally, like I end up mixing a lot and having a lot of frequencies around 1K. I also just think just because of layering, 1K is like a hotspot. Things just overlap there a lot. So I removed a lot of, like a 2 dB around 1K from both the mids and the sides. And then around 2 or 3K, I'll usually pull out some just because that's like really painful to like your ears and stuff. That's where it's like most sensitive. And that's also like a big overlap spot in frequency. A lot of sounds like end up building up there. So I'll usually pull out a bit from there, and that helps make it a little bit more pleasing to the ear. And then on the sides, I high passed around 120. A lot of times I'll do more. In this case, I like the way the basses were sounding with like some low end in the stereo. I mean, not like low end, but like 100 hertz, a little over 100 hertz. So I kept it around 120. And then it's doing the same EQ moves that the mids was doing. So there's that for the EQ. And then I had this multi-band limiter again, and I'm using it on the low and high band. So on the low band, as you can see, it's doing some compressing, and it's helped controlling the bass. Because the bass was kind of all over the place. I don't know if you guys can hear it too well. I mean, through the stream, through speakers and stuff. You probably can't even hear that. but like it helps control the bass. So I've been using this multiband limiter, just like compressing the bass so it's not all over the place. And then the high band, oh, it sounds so sharp right now. Just help like controlling like the drum peaks and then like some of those like resonant frequencies on the basses. So it helped tame that a little bit. And I just have it up all the way because it's only working, you know, just a little bit on the bands. So there's that. And then recently I've been all about clipping the master. I think people were asking me about this in the last stream, like, oh, what do you mean by clipping the master? But like I'm literally like going in the red. It's the equivalent of doing like a hard clip. Like if I took a saturator and set it to hard clip. I like this just because like it's a little bit cleaner. In my opinion, I think it sounds a little bit cleaner than using like a clipper plugin. I can't confirm that, but I'm fairly certain I like this more just from my experience. So yeah, just clipping the master. And I prefer clipping over limiting just because like limiting like pumps a lot of the time, especially if you have like a lot of bass in your mix. It'll really drag down the limiter. So I've been kind of steering away from limiting more recently on doing like clipping for the master. The only problem with that is if you don't level things quite right, you get like a lot of distortion real quick. So I've been making sure like that's what like the multiband limiter has been like real helpful with, is like making sure all the frequencies stay in like the right places. Like, so if you look at the bass, it's really easy to see on Ableton's EQ, because like if the bass goes outside of like the black box, that's usually when you start to get distortion, which is like super helpful. Like I've noticed like if I boost the bass right now, it'll start to distort like the whole song. So making sure I can like compress it and keep it in like that space so it's like nice and loud, but like not all over the place, can help me get like that loud master. So yeah, there's that. And then I had the EQ to bring down some of the high end just because like the song was like super bright and like harsh. So I ended up needing to have to like pull out more high end than like normal, just because these basses are like kind of really like buzzy and crazy. What else we got for comments here? Thank you so much, Aaron. What's up, Ellipse44? How's it going? Nasty basses. Clip Gang, what's up? Hashtag Clip Gang. Hubsy's Clip Gang. How does the distribution end handle the clip though? No, so basically when you, I think you're asking when you're converting to MP3, is that what you're asking? Like essentially when you render it as a wave, so like right now it's going over 0, and like in the digital realm, like that isn't feasible. It's going over 0, so then once it becomes encoded to a wave, it caps it at 0. So basically it's doing a hard clip just in the rendering phase. It'll look at like all the digits that go over 0 and say, all right, cut these at 0. So it's performing like a true hard clip. And then from there, so once it encodes the wave, it feeds that to the MP3 encoding process, and that'll treat it as if you had just like you had given it like a wave file that was like, you know, clipped or limited at 0. So nothing was going over 0. So the only disadvantage of this would be like if you're familiar with like encoding from wave to MP3, a lot of the time like you can get like weird distortions going to MP3, because like if you're perfectly at 0, the MP3 encoding process will like introduce compression and then might take it over 0, and then you get distortion. But for like really loud music like this, where it's already kind of distorted, like that's not a huge like concern for most people. So yeah, it's not a big problem if that's what you're asking. I think that's what you meant. Yeah, so as long as you don't hear like a crunchy distortion, like basically like distortion's taking place, but like you're trying to make it as unaudible as possible. Yeah, like I don't know how well you guys are gonna be able to hear this, but if I like boost the bass right now, the whole song is just gonna like fall apart. Like it's gonna sound awful. So like I have the bass like right at like the as loud as I can get it without it distorting everything. And that's what like the multiband limiter helps with. So everything's like holding together right now. But if I like boost the bass a little bit, I'll boost it like 3 dB. Like really quickly, everything just like starts to go to shit. I'll play it again. Oh, it sounds awful. So yeah, it's like a fine balance just with the bass especially. And then like getting your kick and bass to sidechain properly, so that there's like minimal overlap or like boosting going on there. That's all kind of a balancing act. But once you get that, like I think clipping is like a really solid method to go about mastering, as long as you have that balance. What else we got for questions here? Yeah, I saw that on. He didn't go like super into depth on it, but like Virtual Riot talked about it. It was a stream with like Wooly and company. They were talking about how they clip their masters and stuff. So it's like kind of getting more popular, but like it's also like kind of frowned upon. Like the best way to go about getting a loud master, but it's if you know how to like balance things out, it can be pretty clean. So that's that. I'll stop here talking about Cobalt. I think I covered just about everything. I mean, the second drop is just a different pattern with some of the same basses. I don't know that I introduced too much new basses there or anything. Hold on, what else we got? Yeah, definitely balancing the levels, making sure everything is like can be like real like solid and not moving around too much. If you guys have anything you'd like to see or anything or any questions, definitely ask them. How's it going, Aaron? I think she's used up. Doesn't she have AIDS? I think Mia Khalifa got AIDS. I don't know that I would waifu Mia Khalifa. That's what I heard. I don't know for sure, but I think that's true. I think that's I think she kind of fell off the map because of that, just a little bit. Yeah, we'll definitely do more track feedback. Kiko, if you're not in the Discord, definitely join the Discord and send stuff into the. I have a production feedback, I think, or track feedback in there. If you guys want to send tracks over, definitely send them into the Discord right now. I'll check them out. We got a couple in there right now. So people send some stuff over. Yeah. Yeah, I have the project. Oh yeah, I loaded Surround Me up for the stream here, so we can go over Surround Me if you guys want to see that. That was like crazy. Like still can't believe I like made it. That makes sense. It's like one of those things you're like, oh my god, like this came out so good. Like I'm never gonna make anything as good ever again. I'm real happy with it. So. So we can look at that right now. The black hole. Oh, the bass is in there. Yeah, the bass is a like cymatics preset. I don't know if it's like a sampled bass or whatever, but it's really awesome. Not working on Discord. Wait, Roberto, are you able to send stuff in the Discord? Oh, this is lagging out. I wonder if Bryden's giving his presentation right now. Or whatever he had for final today. You can't log in? Oh, did the track? Wow, this link keeps like... I don't know why he does this. Oh no, the link should work. I just ran the link. It worked for me. How do you send a track for feedback? You can't log in. So once you join the Discord, there's there's like the different channels. There's a music channel, yeah. There's one called music, and then under that there's track feedback, and a couple of people have sent tracks in there. If this doesn't work, I can just put my email too. If you guys want to send to my email, I should do that right now. This will actually probably be easier for a lot of people too. What we did last time. Here we go. Oh, that should be good. As I show you guys the details there. The inside look. All right, I got your DM, Hubsy. We can do track feedback in a little bit. So I got the email on the, should be there. Hopefully that worked. All right, yeah, so the email's in the description now. So if you guys want to email me a track, I can load up my email. We'll do track feedback in a little bit. All right, Discord's working fine. Thanks, guys. All right, yeah, I got your DM. Well, thank you for the Instagram love. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, definitely toss your boy a follow. I'm always posting stupid stuff on there. What do I do if I hear a bass rhythm in my head but can't translate the same rhythm on my I don't know. I don't have problems with like the rhythm so much as maybe like the sound design. Sometimes you can't quite get like the exact sound you want. All right, Sam, thank you so much. I don't know. Maybe like if you're having problems with like rhythm, maybe just like try to program it in like MIDI roll. Just like in MIDI, just like try to make that like pattern you hear in your head, like think it out. That's what I'll do with like drums and stuff. Like if I think of a drum pattern in my head, I'll like sit down with like the MIDI and go, all right, so I want like the kick here. Then there's going to be a kick like right before the snare. And then like try to figure out where that spacing is going to be with the grid and all that. Yeah, not too sure what you're asking, I guess. Hope that helps. Yeah, the rhythm thing, you kind of get like an ear for it after time. Like I know like more recently, like with programming drums and stuff like that, like I'll be able to like I can hear it in my head and then put it down in MIDI real quick. Like I don't even have to hear it for the most part. So you just kind of get that with time. So here's Surround Me. Hopefully this doesn't like shit the bed. This is crazy. Actually, not as many tracks though, not as much effects, but there's so many saws that I think this is about to shit the bed. Oh, I don't have the drums. Oh, this is oh, I don't have the kick. There we go. All right, that was easy. We'll do a quick collect all and save to lock in the kick here. I always like cringe when I open projects and like you're missing the drums and then you're like, oh crap, please have the drums, please have them. Like, hopefully I can like find them in another project or something. That's why I've been like so worried to like reorganize like my samples or something because then like I know all my old projects like aren't gonna open right. Probably have like missing samples. I just like never remember to like collect all and save at like the end of the project. Like the last thing you think of because you know you just finish the song, you're like, yes, it's done. Let's go send it off or whatever, and then never remember to collect all and save. The swingy stuff. Oh, he does yeah, like the triplet grid. I don't know any good videos on talking about like triplet grids, but that swingy sound, that's for the most part is like triplet grids. I don't know. I know. I think like Shinderu had like the triplet grid type stuff. He does that a lot. I know Getter does it a lot too. All right, I saw Mazafa. Thank you for the email. I'll check it out. Check out your tracks in a little bit. Uh, oh, thank you so much, Hubsy. I feel that. Yeah, reorganizing samples, it seems pretty scary. Yeah, you gotta collect all and save on all the projects. Yeah, Command 3 for the triplet grid. Command 1 to increase your grid amount of lines on the grid. Command 2 to make less lines. Command 3 for the triplet grid to toggle it on and off. And then Command 4 to turn grid on and off. The only time I ever turn grid off is if I'm like editing vocals or something and you want to cut the spaces in between vocals. Otherwise, you'll like never need to turn the grid off. Or you can hold command when you drag things around, and I think it will take it off. It won't snap to grid. Yes, Shinderu is a good example of the triplet sound. So look into triplet grids. Start messing around with that. Yeah, definitely send more tracks. If you guys have tracks, make sure you send them to the email. I got it in the description there. I can also send it in here real quick. Oh, I hate Pro Tools, dude. We're learning Pro Tools at school, and like it's so miserable. Oh my god, it's like glued together. It's like the fact that you have to like import samples every time. You can't just drag a sample in is like drives me insane. They're like, we'll have like projects, and it's like, oh, load the vocals into the project, and it's like, it sucks because like there's like different modes. Yeah, there's so many different like modes to like import things, and like some of them do certain things, some of them don't import it into the project. Like, yeah, Pro Tools is like is whack. Yeah, I've got one more year of school working with like Pro Tools and stuff, and then I will never I'm never gonna use it again. I don't know. Oh my god, Pro Tools drives me crazy. It's like so non-intuitive. Like Ableton makes sense, FL makes sense, Logic Pro, they're all like they've all built great DAWs, and like certain things make sense. They all kind of have the same features, and then like Pro Tools is like easily falling behind so fast. That's just like awful. Like the MIDI roll is trash. They didn't have MIDI for like years. Like they only got MIDI like very recently, which seems unfathomable. MIDI's been around since like the 80s. I don't know. Anyways, here's a surround you. I don't even know. Okay. So at the beginning here, I've got this cool atmosphere. I'm gonna try to go through this pretty quickly so we can do like track feedback and then maybe some production stuff. I got a wicked sick project I want to like try to work on a little bit. It's like pretty much done. It's like an old project, but I wanted to work on it, and then I could talk about it, and we can kind of like work through stuff together, which would be kind of cool. So I have like this atmosphere for the intro. This is like a Grave sample from like Splice. So I have that. That's like the main sound, and then I do like this glitch. Just like cut it up in the grid. So I like just that. That's like some like classic like metalcore shit. And these chimes. Super saws. I kind of do my saws the same for the most part, like in most of my songs. So I'll start with one saw that's like my low saw. These are all frozen, so I can't quite show you them, but basically it's like it's two saw layers, or like two saw oscillators, and then one's an octave up, and they have like multiple voices, like probably like 7 or 11 voices with like 50% detune, sometimes more, sometimes less. So I'll start with like the low one, and in the MIDI, I've got like a low bass note. This is just like repeating what the bass is playing, and then like these stacked chords, and they're pretty much just like I for the most part keep them as stacked thirds, just like basic straight chords. This is a ninth chord here. what is this? This is a B minor 9, I think. I'm probably talking shit. I really hope I'm right. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, the first like low saw will be like that with the bass note. Then the second one I'll usually, in this case, I like I think I just took out the bass note, and then this serum is probably playing like an octave up. And then this one up, and then had some more detune. And I think they both all have like noise layers on them. And then of course, another noise layer. So these saws came out really nice. I'm really happy with. Yeah. There's like all these like cool fill elements. This is the Ableton metronome here. I've been online. This is the bass here. I've got it's just a saw bass. And this is from Massive. I froze it, so I can't quite show you. But it's just I think it's literally just a saw wave with like some saturation. That's really it. And then like compression to like help balance it out when it like switches between notes and stuff. So there's that. And I got this cool lead. I was like, this song like came out so weird. I don't know like what I was thinking. I kind of wanted this to sound like a guitar solo almost. And I thought about like really recording a guitar solo. I don't know, but I want it to sound like cheesy. It kind of reminds me of like Smash Bros, like Planet Zebes or something. That's sick. So that's a saw wave, and then I have 3 voices, and then the detune isn't too much, so then it kind of phases on itself. And then some hyperdimension for a little bit of space, some saturation to just help it thicken up a bit, and then EQ to take out some of the lows. And then I just compressed it with OTT, EQ just to clean it up, saturator, more compression, the classic, just nice and loud. And then some stereo. There's like a Virtual Riot like stereo rack. It's kind of cool. And then some delay and reverb and all that. So you get this nice. These growls. So I got a sub bass under the growl there, and then I think this is just audio from another session. And then we go to the like build section here, and I've got just like this bass drop, and things get like real ambient and airy. So I have like those chimes again, and like this vocal pattern just coming in. It's like taken from the drop. This is just like all the fill elements and stuff. I'll go ahead and check out that's real quick. Yeah, Reaper's not bad. I like Reaper. No, I mean, like, I don't know. School is like I go to school for like recording, and I don't do a ton of I do some recording, but not a ton. So I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not like any like superstar or anything at like recording. It's still like pretty new to me for the most part. Yeah, the Pro Tools is really, they've kind of built it for working on like their own proprietary like hardware. That whole like, I get why people use it when they have like big rigs like that, because it was kind of built for that. But for a lot of other stuff, it really lags behind. Yeah. I'll thank you about the lead. Yeah, it's coming from my monitors, unfortunately, the audio. I hope you guys can hear okay. I keep checking in, so hopefully if it sounds bad, I can like fix it real quick. What pays more, iTunes or Spotify? Definitely Spotify. I don't know. I give away my songs for like free, so there's not a huge incentive to buy them, but people will stream them. A lot of people still use Spotify. I mean, I'm not like making a ton of money or anything using Spotify. Like I'm not getting like crazy plays or anything, but definitely I think streaming is the future. So I think that's the place to be. Well, thank you so much, Hubsy, about the vocal lead there. Yeah, this is a splice sample for the vocals. I've been real into virtual self, so I got like this 90. I've been doing these like 909 snare rolls, which are pretty cool. They're like some old school vibes. Well, here I have a bandpass filter with like some reverb. This is like a rack, but basically it like automates reverb on and off, and then like does some band passing. So it starts band passed and like super far away, and then it slowly comes in. So I have that going on, and then there's like this saturator that's turning on, I think. Yeah, so this turns on just for this part. It's like it's super distorted. So those are like the two main effects going on, like right there in that like pre-drop there. I think like the real cool part about the drop is like all the fills and stuff. So like it's like the same sauce from earlier, just with like the vocals on top. So it's like still these like, so same sauce from earlier, but I just added these vocal layers. So I have this one, and then this one here. This is a distorted one. They like layer up, and it's super loud and super in your face. And these more of these like bounced growls, I think. I think these are from Buff Eater. Yeah, so I like ran growls through Buff Eater. I was talking about it a little bit earlier, but it's a reactor library or whatever. Not too sure what they call those. So yeah, hold on. Yeah, the just ran up to Buff Eater, and then that helps like make these. You can make like a ton of growls from one growl, just by like mangling them. So I like printed a bunch of audio, and then I just dropped these into spaces. Got all these like sick growls. Then this classic slap bass here. This is a Serum preset from Cymatics. It's just called like slap bass. They've got like this harmonics that's supposed to emulate different instruments. This was on like Academy FM, and as soon as I heard the slap bass, I was like, "Oh, I need this pack." And so I've been using the slap bass a lot. I really like it. Just like for fill elements, it's like really different. And on these fills, I have I think it's like a little glittery effect. It might be like Virtualite, I think, as I continue to use his samples. And I have like this like trap snare here on the fills. And then I added vocal line changes just a little bit. So now I have and then here I add in the main vocal again. So these are all sampled from this vocal, I think. So I mean, that's the drop. It's just like really hectic. So there's like tons of cymbals going all over the place. And the second part, you have like this snare going off with like panning and stuff. So it's all over the place. And then like the drums are just doing like that really tight like kick pattern. And then this section is just kind of like your big melodic passage with like. And this is from Massive. Just like a big ambient pluck sound. And then the saw is still going through here. It's just this, I think it's the same chords from earlier, just like sustain. Vocals. And then I have like these doubles. I don't know that these are on though. I think yeah, they're off. So just like the main vocal line going through here with the plucks. Nothing really changed too much. And then like these glass sounds, I don't even think you can hear them. Just so loud. So there's that so far. What else? The stock electric basses. I don't think I've checked those out. I might have to take a look-see. No, I draw the MIDI. I suck at playing keyboard. Sometimes I'll like write stuff on keyboard. I've got one here, but like when I'm at school and stuff, like I don't bring it with me. So I don't write too much on my keyboard. It's really just programming MIDI. Keyboard's kind of nice though, just every once in a while to like get some ideas out. You can get some like a new approach to writing. So ideas. And then this part, the piano comes in, and like the big pad. So I got this cool piano here. I think this is just contact, a contact piano with some pitch wobble, so it sounds like kind of retro. Then this art riser pattern just like keeps looping. And it loops again. There's that, and the vocal sweep again. But that's pretty buried in there. This like main pluck pad here. This reminds me of Minecraft, like super Minecraft vibes in this part. I don't know if any of you guys like feel that way, but I remember when like I wrote this, I was like, oh, this is so Minecraft. And I've got this serum pad here. With like a weird wavetable going. I just got like some cool like weird wavetables to get like a different sound than I like normally go for. So I got this, just playing some chords. And then like the city noise, just adding a little bit of like high end. This cymbal loop, these are silent cymbal loops. I got this one, and then this one, and layered together. Get this cool like cymbal groove. And then I added this one is half loop, I think. We got this third one. And this part was quick change. Oh crap! No, Spotify. No. There we go. It does sound Minecrafty. I'm a big Minecraft nerd. Love Minecraft. Yeah, so on this part, I just keep going with the cymbal loops, and got some different chords in here, I think. So I have this. Sorry, I got this art here. Got like Game Boy art. And then I've got this guy. This is like the main melody. This is just playing like thirds. So I took like a pluck melody and then added like a third on top. And it all stays in like key. And these have like the retro on it, so it like detunes a little bit, and then like tons of reverb. And I'm automating the speaker on and off, so they like cut in the spaces. So all you hear is just like that snare. It's pretty cool. So there's that. This growl. So this was like resampled from Buff Eater. And then I like did this cool glitch effect. And then put just like a sub underneath it. I don't think you guys can hear the sub. And then I think like the last thing to go over here is just like this like sweep. This is just like the chords. I just like froze them, or I think I like re-recorded them, like resampled. And then I did like a auto filter. And then like the saturation effect again, like just tons of like distortion on them. So that's kind of a cool effect. So then, yeah, and then the same like second half of the drop. And then just end on a little electric piano here. So I froze that, but that was just like the Ableton electric piano. You guys are familiar. That's cool. And yeah, that's the most part. That's pretty much it. There's not a lot of effects. They just like help transition parts. It all came together really well. I'm really happy with it. Yeah. Yeah, the Massive, I've been kind of sleeping on Massive, but like using it to make like plucks and like pads and stuff is actually pretty sick. I'll catch you around, Will. Nice talking to you. Good luck on the music and all that. I'll see you around. Yeah, so what do you guys want to see next? Like, should I do like track reviews or should I work on Ableton stuff? It's up to you guys. Might be bleeding here. I don't know. I think I'm bleeding. I don't know. I cut myself shaving earlier, and I think I just like knocked the scab off my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and show all you guys. Hey, how's it going? I'm back. It's my face again. I was even staring at my Ableton sessions. What do you guys want to see? I can either like go over more Ableton stuff, or we can do track reviews. Reviews? Okay, we'll do some reviews. Alrighty. So let's see. So you guys sent some stuff to the Discord, and then my email. So I'll check that out real quick. So what do we got? What do we got? All right. So all right, we got a Hubsy's thing here. Hubsy, can I send this into the? Oh, I already played this. All right, yeah, I did that. All right, so I had this from Never Ending Bass. It's just on the Discord. I can't like link you guys to it, I don't think. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play it. So here we go. This is from Never Ending Bass, the homie. Here we go. sick. I'm really into that. I would say maybe like just like a bit more like leveling with the drums. They sound a little loud, but they're also like really punchy. So I kind of dig it. So I guess it's kind of up to taste, but that would be like my only thing to say is just like maybe consider like compressing the drums. Otherwise, I thought it was really solid. Awesome job, man. I wicked want to come to Texas. Like everybody, it seems like everybody like I meet online ends up being from like Texas. Like you're from Texas, Eric Asora is from Texas. So is Reflect. A couple of other guys too. So a lot of homies out in Texas. Hold on, I froze. Hopefully the stream is still going here. All right, I think we're good. Hope we're good. All right, I haven't, no, Mazafa music. I'll check it out. Check it out right now, or getting there. All right, so this next one is from Kiko. I think this is the last Discord one we have, unless there's stuff in production. Oh, he sent it into both. Oh, they're all in, where are these from? Okay, yeah, so yeah, I think this is the last one here. Here we go. This is Kiko. Or no, Elma. Oh, Kiko remix of Elma. And this is out, so I'll send this into the, I think it's out. Yeah, I'll send this into the group so you guys can take a listen. All right, stream is okay. Thanks, guys. Oh, and Hubsy's got one in the DM. All right, I'll check that out. Going down in the DMs. All right, so here's Kiko, and then we'll listen to Hubsy next.
Soon I wanna play doing the same shit that I always do. You be at time, we're having a good talk. Now it's just me and you. Me and you. Skip all the screaming and shouting. It goes the baby and crying. I don't wanna listen to it. I know that it's totally crazy. I need you to call me your baby. Give it a look and take it. Just so see that.
So I really like it. I like the arrangement. My only thing would be like when the drop came in, it felt like the bass just kind of like disappeared, and then like the last note and like the progression like had the bass. So maybe like making sure that like the bass is like audible. I don't know if it's just like too low and maybe I can't hear it, but like making sure that your bass is like audible, and is leveled with like the rest of the sounds in the drop, and then maybe like switching up the drop sounds because it sounded like it was kind of like the same bass through the drop. I don't know if that's stylistic or whatever, but maybe just like try switching that up, adding some like fills and stuff. It could be kind of cool. But I really like the track. I thought it was really well written. I dropped a guitar pick on myself. There we go. All right, where's Hubsy? There we go. This is oh, this is the one with Bryden, right? Hey, Jake, how's it going? I think, yeah, I think it's the one with Bryden. Let's go. Oh, this one sounds so sick. I really like it. I think it sounds so awesome. I can like definitely hear like the Bryden sound in there and then like your sound. Only thing I might recommend is like maybe like a little bit of EQ on like that main bass. It sounds like a little resonant. I don't know about like EQ or like compression. I can check the second drop. I think he said it was like future bassy. Yeah, that's wicked sick. You guys have like some sick chords in there. The chord steps. Oh, he's back. Bryden's back. Wait, Bryden, do you is your final? Are you still at finals, or do you do the final? Did it go well? Alrighty, so that was Hubsy Brandon. Oh, you're done. How'd it go? Did you win? You get the W? All right, so let's check out the email for some tracks here. All right, so I get this one here from Mazaffa Music here. When this is out. So let's go ahead and can I send this into the group? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I think it's out. I think it's ready to go. I think it will be a little bit of. I think people can F with that. The stream got you through it. That's good to hear. All right, this is Mazaffa Music. I think he's still here. Hope he's here. He was asking a bit earlier, so here we go. This is his remix of, or his trap flip remix of computer music. One of my faves.
I think computers are a way that people can be introduced to music.
What the fuck y'all came from? I ain't done yet. Done yet. I ain't done yet.
That's so sick. Those basses were crazy, dude. I don't know. I don't really have a, maybe like make them a little more stereo. I don't know. Like, honestly, I thought it sounded like really solid. Yeah, just I don't know. I guess like virtual rides bases are like so like stereo and like in your face. It's really hard to like match. But I don't know. That's all I can think of. I think it was really solid. Any free VST before you can get Serum? I don't know, dude. Does anybody know any good like VSTs that are like Serum that are free? I have no clue. Like the only thing I can think of is Massive, but Massive's not free. Yeah, I haven't tried Ableton Wavetable, but it seemed like people thought it was cool. Yeah, if I don't know if it comes with Ableton or not, but kind of cool. I just like haven't used I haven't used Operator so much, and I don't know about the other synths if they have other synths. So I wouldn't recommend it just because I don't know it. But I'm sure you can make cool sounds with it. This next one is Xantrix. Yeah, here we go, Xantrix. It's on YouTube. Hopefully, hope this works. I think it's pretty cool. I would say maybe like work on arranging a little bit more. I just like it sounded pretty like just like kick snare, and then like the drop just like happens. So maybe like focusing a bit more on like the build and like having elements that help the song build. And then, you know, like the drop being a little bit more fleshed out with like some cymbals and stuff, and maybe switching between different basses. All things to kind of think about. But it's pretty cool. I thought that like nothing sounded like it was like too harsh or anything. Mix wise, it wasn't like harsher. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So solid job. Mazaffa Music sent a ton of tracks. Somebody pick a number 1 through 5. First number I see, that's the track I'm picking. There's 5 tracks here, so send a number 1 through 5. Quick, somebody send a number. Give me a number. There's probably some lag here. 3. All right, Hubsy says 3. Let's go. All right, so this is Grindin'. So I'm gonna go ahead and send that into the chat. I think it's out. Yeah. 6, 7. You guys suck. 21. 21. 21.
Break up my diamonds. Rock it. Rock it. Break up my diamonds. Rock it. Rock it.
It's not wine, it's sparkling water. It's pretty ratchet. I'm drinking it out of the bottle, but it's not. It's not. It's wine. Anyways, I like the track. I thought it was really cool. Here you are saying it's like, oh, it's not good. Don't listen. But no, I thought it was really sick. I thought the bass was really cool. Got it synced with the stream. I don't know. I've been trying to think about how to route the sound. I mean, people are talking about using OBS. The only thing, like, I've had a problem, just problems with using OBS because, like, it's like lags out the CPU, especially when you're running like Ableton. And then using it through an interface is like a whole nother like shit show. So, thank you, Kiko. But yeah, I thought the track was really cool. It sounded like a little distorted in the build. It just gets like super loud. I mean, so it sounds like it's kind of like clipping a little bit. But otherwise, I thought it was really solid. I thought the basses were really cool. Like a unique vibe to it. Yeah, so that was really cool. What else we got? We got Noah here. This is called Boom Bap Trap. It's not done. And he sent this to my email, so I can't like share it with you guys. But I'm into that. I dig that. That was cool. I'm like not too sure if it's if it's like mixed or mastered, so I don't want to like go do this and that. I just think it, needs to just be like mixed and mastered a little bit more. The drums are like a little too punchy. I mean they're punchy, which is good, but I just think it needs to be just like leveled a little bit more. That would be like my only suggestion. I thought it was really good, like songwriting wise. It was really cool. Sparkling water, it's sparkling water. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, that's that. That's Noah Truslev, and the last one here is from Kiko. So here we go. This is he sent me this. Oh, we already listened to this. All right, so we listened to all of them. Awesome. Okay, cool. So Dennis, I'm using my speakers. So basically, I'm taking the sound from my voice into the microphone, and that's going into the stream. And then the sound from the speakers are coming into my microphone. So it's not the best quality, but everything's feeding into the mic, and then that's not coming out of the speakers. So my music is still playing out of the speakers, and not like it's not like looping. There's no like feedback loop or anything. So it all works out. So I'm using my speakers. I don't know. We've been going for like 2 hours, so I don't know when to cut this. We've been grinding. It's been pretty fun. If there's anything you guys want to like really see, we didn't really get to like working in Ableton too much. I don't know that I want to start only because like I feel like we're gonna be there for like another 2 hours. I'm using Google Hangouts. If you're familiar, it's when you stream on YouTube, you can like either input from like OBS, like using like a stream key, or you can use YouTube's built-in streaming thing, which is just okay. It's like real quick. And then Google Hangouts is a little bit better than YouTube's. And it lets you do screen share, so that's pretty quick, and it runs online, so it's like very low latency. And I mean, it gets the job done for what this is. I think working with OBS would be really cool in the future. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I had never heard of it before either, and then like I was reading online. It's like, oh, use Google Hangouts, you can screen share, and so thus this was born. Yeah, if there's anything else you guys want to see or you have any questions, we can do like questions and stuff right now. Otherwise, I think we're pretty good. I don't know that I'll do the Ableton right now, but I definitely want to stream again. We can do more track feedback and stuff because we didn't do a ton of track feedback. And I know that was like really fun last time for a lot of people. So we can do that. We'll hopefully have Bryden. Bryden sounds like he's going to be around for the next one, so that'll be awesome. Alexander Vinter. I do not know him. I think this is the end of the stream here. I think we're getting real close. If you guys have any last minute questions, just ask. If you guys want to, if you like the stream, toss a quick like, a little like button. That'd be awesome. That'd be wicked sick. And then that way, get more viewers for the next one, and then we'll have more people to bounce off of and be a big, nice time hanging out with all the homies. So toss a like. That would mean the world. Oh, he's Savant. I didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I've heard of Savant. Doesn't he make drum and bass? I mean, I've seen his, he was on, what was it, EDM? He was on one of those like EDM track breakdown things, or like how to produce. I think he was making drum and bass. Yeah. I am from Massachusetts, outside of Boston. Kind of cool. Thanks for streaming. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Had a lot of fun. Hope you guys got stuff out of this. I hope it was a lot of fun. We'll definitely do some more track. We'll do like track production stuff in Ableton. We'll be able to like write some stuff, you know, like work together and like make something cool. I know people were talking about doing rhythm in the Discord, so hopefully we can do some of that. That'd be a lot of fun. What's up, Kiko from Ohio? Hope you guys learned some stuff about, you know, like serum and layering and all that. This is a lot of fun to do. It's super easy to do too. So like definitely want to do a lot more. We can get Bryden in. I think you can add a ton of people to Google Hangouts. I don't know that it just has to be 2. We could get a couple other guys on here. That'd be fun. I'll ask around and stuff. Otherwise, I think I'm going to call it right now. Any last minute questions? If you got questions, ask them right now. Got 1 minute on the clock. At 4:20, bro. No more questions. 4:20 my time. I don't know what time it is where you guys are. But 4:20 in my time zone. Have a good one, Kiko. Thanks for tuning in. Hubsy, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, fellas. Alrighty, I'm gonna bounce, I guess. Alrighty. Maybe try Twitch another time. Yeah, I can definitely try out Twitch. Only reason I use YouTube is just because, like, you know, we get like the following here, and then people get notified when I go stream. And then they'll also see that once, like after I stream, it'll get uploaded to the channel, and then they can watch it and stuff. And it's already on like the YouTube. I don't know if you can go from Twitch onto YouTube, like double stream. That'd be sick. I don't know if that's the case though, but that'd be awesome. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Twitch. So I'll definitely look into that. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna call it. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Had a lot of fun. Hope you guys have a good day. Definitely follow on Instagram, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. I'll be tweeting about the next stream pretty soon. I'd like to do it within the next week or so. We'll get Bryden on. It'll be a lot of fun. Thanks so much. And we'll do more track feedback and project stuff.